Yo, what it do, people? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Tony, aka Two Tone, and what a day it was for Barcelona fans today. First game back at the Camp Nou, kept a clean sheet, put up 4 goals, man in the match-esque performance from Lamine Yamal, dribbling through defenders, playing crazy passes. Played against 10 men because they went down with the red card. Like I said, we kept the clean sheet. All in all, it was just a really, really good day, man. Like, we've missed this. We've missed this feeling. And international break was, to me, was exciting. One of the better international breaks I've watched in a long time. And while understanding I was enjoying what I was watching, I was anticipating that Barcelona, it has a big match against Athletic Club. This is a respectable club in this league, and it's at the Camp Nou. Man, I just couldn't wait. And the fact that we go out there, and mind you, we're still missing some players. No Rashford, no Pedri, no Frankie de Jong. And we go out there and we keep a clean sheet. Looked good going forward and defending. That, all in all, as a Barcelona fan, you couldn't ask for more. You could not ask for more. What a day it was today. So, before the game got started, obviously, the lineup came out. And I'm going to just tell you straight up, I was like, what? I was like, what are we doing here? But obviously, and goal, we had John Garcia coming back. It's good to see John Garcia coming back, and like I said, he kept a clean sheet, made a few good saves. Nice to see that he's back. You know, I didn't mind Szczesny, but we had fun with Szczesny last season. This year and moving forward, it should be all about John Garcia, and it's nice to see it in our first clean sheet in over 10 matches. It involves John Garcia coming back, being in goal. So good to see him back. Koundé at right back. The two center backs, it started off as Kubarsi and Gerard Martin, with Balde being out left, but Balde ended up getting injured, so we had to move Gerard Martin out left, Kubarsi at the left center back, and we subbed in Ronald Araujo coming in for Balde. Before I even move to the other positions, Koundé, great performance from you today, especially defensively. We didn't really need you going forward too much, but defensively, great performance. He made Nico switch wings. he couldn't get anything on the left-hand side, so he had a stint where he had to go out to the right side to see if he can get anything against Balde. And Balde obviously is not as a good defender as Koundé, but he still held his own. They had 2 opportunities they created in this first half. A situation that both came through Nico, but it was from him coming from either the middle or from the right. But we're going to get more into that. Like I said, just rock solid performance from Koundé at the right back position. Gerard Martin at the left center back position. I thought he was rock solid as well. And then when we asked him to cover at left back, when Balde got subbed off, rock solid as well. This is a great game for Gerard Martin, and this would be a good confidence booster for him. So rock solid from him. Kubarsi and Ronald Araujo, you know, they did their thing at center back. At midfield, again, no Frankie de Jong because of a red card, and Pedri is still recovering from his injury. So he went with Eric Garcia at the CDM position, and his 2 midfielders were Fermin and Dani Olmo. And before I get to the other positions, I want to say that, look, at the CDM position, I know that Eric Garcia, that's not his natural position. And there were a few times he gave the ball away in dangerous parts of the pitch. At times I thought going forward he was poor. Until then. He got an assist later on that he ended up playing the ball in. He won the ball back high. What he did really well at the CDM position, I will admit, he probably had 4 or 5 ball recoveries. And where he's winning them at, the whole goal that we scored in the first goal that we scored, it was him and Gerard Martin closing the ball down, winning the ball back in the final third, and that allowed Lewandowski to dribble around the defender and take a shot on. And like I said, Unai Simon, he should have saved not only the first goal but the second goal. He was just poor today. I'm just gonna say it like how I see it. I don't understand how he's starting for Spain when you have Joan Garcia, you have David Raya out in Arsenal. I don't get why Spain is consistently going with Unai Simon, but he was poor today. He was at fault for those first 2 goals. He should have saved both of those. And it probably any other day against a good goalkeeper would be 0-0 going into half. But I digress. I think getting back to my point with Eric Garcia, he was rock solid defensively, and this is what you want your DM to do, is put out the flame, win the ball back, and he did all that. Like I said, a few times you could tell it wasn't supernatural for him under possession, and he played a few passes that got intercepted, and it put us in a bit of trouble, but we was able to handle it. So I'm not going to be too hard on Eric Garcia on the fact that he did lose the ball a few times. I'm going to focus on the positives. The positives is for he got an assist for our third goal after yet again winning the ball back up high, and did a nice little through ball in to Fermin, and Fermin buried it. So understanding the context around him not playing in his natural position. Shout out to my boy Yapper Man, because he says it all the time. He's like our modern day Sergio Roberto. He can play a right back, he can play a center back, you can ask him to play out left if needed, left back. He can play in the CDM position. So I'm not even going to be harsh on him on the fact that he gave the ball away a few times. It's the fact that he came in rock solid, winning the ball back high and allowing us to be directly on goal. So all in all, I'm going to say that was a really good performance, understanding the circumstances around Eric Garcia, especially when him getting that assist at the end. That kind of made me forget about him in those giveaways that he had. Dani Olmo in the first half, look, he's not good as an interior midfielder. He's just not. He has to be somebody involved going forward. He has to either be your cam, or you can maybe put him out at left mid like a few times that he was asked to do when he was playing in the Bundesliga for RB Leipzig. If it's not left mid, if it's not attacking mid, or even a false nine, if it's something that's going to have him away from goal, he's not it. If we were going to do that, I would have rather us started Marc Caicedo than to start Dani Olmo. Just because, like I said, as an interior, he don't work. Now, you seen in the second half, he was a lot more involved. And the reason why is because he was further up in the pitch. And when Fermin got subbed out, that allowed him to go into the 10, and we put Dro out left. And you start to see him grow into the match. All in all, it was still okay performance. It was okay. He made up for that first half because, like I said, he gave the ball away a few times in the first half. Other than him giving the ball away, I just didn't even really see him involved at all in that first half. Fermin finishing out the midfield. Fermin was a monster. Winning the ball back, involved in a few tackles, progressing the ball going forward. A few passes he made, unlucky with a bit of better weight on him. He probably would be able to have 2 assists at least in that game. But I like what I seen from Fermin. He ended up getting his goal. La Liga, watching the game, they gave him the man of the match. And I'm not mad at him getting the man of the match. So man of the match performance from Fermin Lopez. Like I said, he was great going forward, and he was pressing more off the ball. And that was always something that I had just a small complaint with Fermin is, we know you're a 10, but we want to see you, when you're on the pitch, consistently be able to press, because we know you have that in you. And there was a few games where off the ball, especially if you go back and watch El Clasico, it was a few times he really didn't put pressure on the ball like how we expect him to. And he got back to that. So, like I said, defensively, he was a monster. And going forward, he played a few good passes. I think he created the second most chances. And, like I said, he got his goal with a good pass from Eric Garcia. So the midfield was rock solid, understanding, again, the circumstances of not having your two starters. And these are two of the best midfielders in the world, and Frankie de Jong and Pedri. So we managed well without them. And the forwards, to round it off, Fernan was out left, Lewandowski in the middle, and Lamine Yamal out right. Lewandowski, like I said, when Gerard Martin and Eric Garcia won the ball back, way to be instinctive to be able to win the ball back and go directly in. He takes the dribble outside the player and wins it back, and then he said, I'm just not going to mess around with it. I'm shooting it. Took a shot straight on. Unai Simon should have made the save, but you don't get put in that position without shooting the shot. So I'm giving credit to Lewandowski on that. Other than that, right there, that first goal, he really wasn't all that involved in the match, and then he ended up getting subbed out, but that's more likely just to keep him fresh and have him ready for Chelsea, which I believe that was a smart sub. So a good performance from Lewandowski, and anytime you get a goal as a striker, you did your part for that day. Ferran Torres out left. I really liked Ferran Torres out left today. He made a few runs peeling off from the left-hand side. He's either a couple times he didn't get seen, and that's something that Rashford has to deal with, or he had an opportunity where he was played in, and like I said, he was able to make something happen. He got him 2 goals today. Both of them came off Lamine Yamal playing beautiful through balls for him. That first pass from Lamine to get Ferran's first goal, and which is clutch right before halftime as well. He played the Travella pass, the pass that we're accustomed to seeing from Lamine Yamal. And Ferran Torres, I'm going to give him the credit the same way I gave Lewandowski credit. He was able to get a shot off. He put enough power on it to where Unai Simon makes a touch, kind of half save, but the ball spunt out under him, and it kept rolling towards goal, and it eventually creeped past the line to put us up 2-0 before half. Like I said, great ball from Lamine Yamal, but I still credit that down to Unai Simon. You have to make that save. You just have to. 2 opportunities Barcelona created in that first half, and we scored 2 goals. And if it's against a better goalkeeper, it's probably 0-0. But credit to Ferran Torres, because on that second one he scored, which was our 4th goal at the end of the match, they initially waved it offsides, but he held his run well. And when he got in goal in front of Unai Simon this time around, he was able to bury it easily. So rock solid performance, really good performance from Ferran Torres. And I saved Lamine for last because, to me, I believe he was the man of the match. And he wasn't even his sharpest, and he still, to me, was the man of the match. Look at bro's stats, his stat line. Obviously, he had 2 assists. The first one we talked about, the Travella pass to Ferran Torres. And the second assist through ball after dribbling, mind you, 4 players, looking like Messi did years ago. Dribbling past 4 players and still had the wherewithal to look up and play the through ball and able to find him. Ferran Torres beat him, and to be able to tuck it in. That was a great performance. Like I said, for me, my man in the match was Lamine Yamal. He had created the most chances, 3. He completed the most dribbles, 8. And he won the most duels, 9. And if you really know Barcelona, if you watch Lamine Yamal, you even know that that's still not even at his best. And he plays that kind of performance. That last assist kind of helped boost him up. But you can give him the man of the match. You can give Fermi Lopez the man of the match. You can give Ferran Torres the man of the match. All in all, if you want to just give somebody a shout out, even though it probably wasn't man of the match as performance, but shout out to Gerard Martin. That's what I'm going to give my shout out to. Because we asked him to cover in 2 different positions, and rock solid. And that's all we ask for rotating players, is when you come in, perform. Do what we ask you to do. You don't need to do too much. Just don't make mistakes. That's going to lead to trouble. So, all in all, man, this was a good performance. Like I said, we went through the lineup and broke down everybody's performance in that lineup. Everybody played well. The lowest match rating they gave was Eric Garcia at a 6.9. And like I said, he did have a few giveaways, but the fact that he had just as many ball recoveries and he ended up getting an assist. They may not have counted it as an assist because he played the through ball and it got intercepted, but it kept going through. So I'm going to give him that assist. But everybody played well today. Unlucky for Balde. Unfortunately for him, he got injured. I hope it's just a head injury and they want to, be cautious, and it's nothing else. Nothing, no muscle injuries, nothing like that, because Balde always gets injured. So I'm hoping it's just that. Give him a couple days to recover and he should be ready for the Chelsea match. And my only other complaint, other than, I'm not even going to call it a complaint. There's two small things that prevented this from being a perfect day. Like I said, you get a clean sheet, you win 4-0 back home at the Camp Nou. You getting goals, you getting assists, all the good stuff. But Balde getting hurt, that was unfortunate. And Lamine Yamal playing 90 minutes, that is unfortunate. And I cannot end this video without shouting out Rafinha. Welcome back, Rafinha. We've missed you dearly. It was nice to hear that the fans chant his name. As soon as he got put on, he's already making runs. He's pressing relentlessly. He was the Rafinha we've missed. And I'm glad to see that he got a few minutes before the end of the game, because now I expect him to maybe not start. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Rashford as he's dealing with his flu. But it was nice to see that Rafinha to come back. So I would have loved to see him get a go. That would have made it 11 out of 10. Today was a 10 out of 10, but if Rafinha would have got himself a goal or something, I would have made that 11 out of 10 type of day today. But I'll take it. I'll take it. As of right now, we are leveled with Real Madrid with 31 points. But because we have the goal difference of +5, we're temporarily in first. Again, we have one extra game played over Real Madrid. They do have to play Elche at Elche. I expect them to win to put them back up at 3. But let's see. We did our part. We got our 3 points. We put the pressure on Real Madrid to go in there. I expect them to win, but you have to, because Barcelona won, and that's all you can ask. So I want to know what you guys thought about today's match, what you thought about the vibes of the team being back home at the Camp Nou. 4-0 win. Who was your man of the match? What did you think of Nico's performance? Because Nico, to me, had a stinker. He had 2 opportunities where he had the ball down to, who was that? Unai Gomez. He hit the ball down to him. Unai Gomez probably should have done a little bit more with that, but he shoots it straight at John Garcia. And then there was another opportunity in the first half. Again, these are all coming off the right because he had to switch because Koundé was locking shit down. But Nico had an opportunity where the ball was played to him and he shoots it near post, but he hits side netting, and I thought he probably should have got that on goal. With the amount of money that they paying you now, bro, you the go-to guy. You got to do a little bit more in those situations. So, yeah, let me know what y'all thought about the game. If y'all haven't subscribed already, please do. And if you just agree with some of my takes in this video and you just want to show Barcelona some love, drop a like for you, boy, man. Drop a like for me. But all in all, man, it was just a great day. Great performance. Not much you can really complain about. Everybody got out of there relatively healthy, except for Balde. And now the focus is on to Chelsea. Big week ahead of us. Playing against Chelsea. So hopefully we maybe get the chance to see Pedri come back as well. But only time will tell. I don't want to have this video going on too long. We approach 20 minutes. Again, I appreciate all the support and love. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Like the video. And yeah, man, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. But until then, Two Tones out. Peace.